As we enter the year 2025, I thought, why not take a look back at all of the videos that we did in 2024 on the Sidemen channel and give them my rating of approval, or my ranking. I'm putting them in a tier list. Don't know why I overcomplicated that. As you can see on screen are my rankings. So we have legendary at the top, 32nd, these thirds, like bit mid, no comment, things better not said, and not involved. No one wants to claim any attachment to this video whatsoever. So I'm really hoping none of my videos that I took go in not involved, because that's just really embarrassing. Now I've done the tiers based off of phrases that I say, and these are now in no particular order. You can see them all on your screen here. There's actually 49 on screen, 7 rows of 7, meaning we're missing 3 Sundays, and one of them is a compilation, and I believe 2 are inside the first and the last episode of Inside Season 1. So they're not on here, which is actually quite sad, because I think they were good videos, and they were my videos. But yeah, in no particular order, we're gonna go through them, starting with Ginge and Danny Aaron's 20 versus 2. For me, I would normally put this probably about 30, because there's a lot of good content in there, and you know, it's done well as a video. In fact, if we look at the views on it, 20 million views in under a year. That's more than 30. The reason I want to go legendary is because it's the first time we tried the 2-person dynamic, and those 2 in particular I feel bounced off each other so well in that video, and that's what allowed us to get away with it. You know, I feel like maybe 2 other personalities might not have done so well, but for me those 2 were amazing, so I want to put them in legendary. I don't know if you lot will agree with that or disagree with that, and also I don't know if you think this is something that we could try with 2 other personalities, but let me know in the comments what you think on that. Oh, the winter holiday, I had the best time in this video, and people go, oh Toby, it's because you're on the good team. This video I thought was phenomenal. 34 million views. There's no way I can't put that up there. We started off with 2 legendary videos here. If anyone is watching this channel for the first time, you'd think, oh, this guy just loves himself. He loves him and his friends love themselves. So like, well, 2 of our videos are legendary. Like, whoa. This is genuinely a banger. Well planned and thought out, well executed. You know what you're getting when you're getting a Josh video. So 9 months, 34 million views in 9 months. It's 30. It's 30. It's legendary. It's a banger, 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 banger. Next up, world's weirdest Airbnbs. Now, I think this was a pretty cool video. For me, I don't remember much about other people's segments, because I don't feel like I really paid attention watching it. It wasn't my video. I think it was Simon's video. I think it was executed as well as it could have been. It's quite difficult during some times of the year to shoot in Europe because weather like kind of restricts you. And I know on our bit we were meant to have so much more that we could do in our location, but due to like weather restrictions, like we were super limited on that. I think that was a little bit frustrating, but on the whole, it was, I think, a decent video personally, so I'd put it in decent. If we're looking at the views, 9.6 mil in 9 months, that's good. Those are good numbers. That's actually very good numbers, really. Not in comparison to our legendaries, of course, but we can readjust at the end based on other videos and where we rank them. Next up, the video I actually did have no involvement in. When I look at the numbers and I hear from the boys their experience of the video, I think I have to put it here. I have to put it here because I wasn't involved. But from the feedback on the comments, it was actually quite an entertaining video. If you know us and our characters, then you enjoy that aspect of the video. Maybe not executed the best, and the original thumbnail was horrendous, which I think contributed to the demise of this video in general. But there's no but. The video just, I guess, wasn't great. Some of you loved it, but most of you, I believe, hated it. Can I find that on here? Where is it? 5.5 mil views in 9 months. I think it's actually the worst performing video of the year statistically, so I actually have to put it there. That reason and the fact that I actually wasn't involved means it's not involved. A video I was actually quite involved in, I hosted a try not to pee challenge with Freezy for the Sidemen channel. And the reason I hosted this video is because I was actually fasting at the time, so I wasn't eating or drinking anything. So my alternative was to host a video. And I think it was actually Vic's video initially, but I remember on the day, me and Freezy looked at some of the stuff that was planned and we were just like, this isn't gonna cut it. So we freestyle. We went upstairs and we planned stuff. We were like, okay, this will be good and that will be good. And we completely flipped the video on its head on the day, just on the go. And I think we did a pretty good job because I think people ended up enjoying it. If we look at the numbers for it, 10 mil views in 8 months, it's more than decent. The reason I want to put it 30, it was a new concept for us as well, like completely new. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but I don't think we've actually ever done one like that. So I do want to put it up there, and it was very fun to be involved in on the day. Could have been executed a lot better with a bit better planning. Personally, for now, I'm going to leave it top of these, although I do feel like as a new concept and an example of us needing to try new things, I think it was quite strong. And initially, a lot of people will look at the title and be like, what on earth is this concept? But I feel like when you actually watch the video, it's a much better watch than it would appear. Would I lie to you? I believe this was mine and JJ's video, this Would I Lie to You, but it kind of just ended up falling on our laps. And it's a game show, so I don't know if you've noticed, but on the Sidemen channel, game shows don't really do too well anymore. They don't. And a game show like Would I Lie to You is a little bit more niche, so it was always going to struggle in that front. However, when you see KSI, Road to Shore, and Maya Jammer on the thumbnail, it needs to be getting more than 8 million views in 8 months. No, it needs to be getting more than 8 million views. Maybe we could have improved the thumbnail a little bit. As a video itself, in terms of just being fun and filming it on the day, I think it was good. It was enjoyable to try and figure out whether people were lying to us. So I want to put it bottom of these for now. There is a potential that it does drop down to no comment because it is one of the more forgettable videos that we did, I think. But on the day, it was actually fun to record, and it was yeah, cool to be a part of. And I think we had Jedward. Did we have Jedward? We had Jedward in here. Okay, I have to leave it in these. That was the introduction to Jedward on the Sidemen channel. Hide and seek at Road to Shore's house. I'm going to put legendary because I had a legendary hiding spot. This was essentially almost a filler video. I feel like we ran out of options and needed a replacement video at the time. So for all of us to fly over to Guernsey, which is my first time in Guernsey, by the way, and shout out to Harry's family for accommodating us and letting us just run riot in the house. I actually think it was quite a certy video, quite entertaining. And some of the hiding spots were super creative, not including mine. It's a good video for the amount of time we had to do it in. I feel like we didn't have much time to do this. Do you know what's gonna happen? People are gonna put clips of my tier list and Josh's tier list right next to each other. I'm gonna be saying completely opposite things. And obviously you're gonna believe Josh because it's Josh. And you're probably right. I would probably believe Josh over me too. My memory's not the greatest. But I think from what I remember, this is actually quite a certy video. And if we look at it, 10 million views in 8 months, it's better than this. Actually, it's about the same. They're about the same. Ooh. Maybe I have to put a Dece then. They're the same on views. Okay, we'll leave it in Dece for now. Among Us IRL emergency meeting edition. This was the first time that we did it with the emergency meeting. I think the execution of this was actually very good, which is why I want to put it there. I think there were some great moments in that video, a lot of good features. And if we look at the numbers, 12 million views in 8 months. Numbers don't lie. That's a good video. 500,000 versus $500 road trip. 30 is my initial starting point. This video has done 13 million views in 7 months. And I don't know if that's because Ethan almost died. I don't know. But apart from that, I think there were some great moments. I think racing the guy that was definitely not the Stig. And we had Toff in there. She was a great feature. Her reading out the cards that Ethan wrote up was hilarious. I remember she literally just sounded like JJ trying to speak like a roadman. What happened in that video? I did clay pigeon shooting. We milked a cow. My whole memory has been taken over by the fact that Ethan nearly died and refused to get out of the car when I was like, Ethan, let me stop over from you. If you can't breathe, let's stop and get you out of the car. He was like, no, I'll be fine. We'll get there. We're so close now. Like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Get there, and he is in the worst state that I have ever seen this man in, and ends up having to go in the ambulance to the hospital and stays there for like 4 or 5 days or something silly. But we're just glad he's safe. I think that was a good video. I'm going to leave it in 30 for now. YouTubers control what we eat for a day. Now, this has better numbers than the Would I Lie to You and the Airbnb. It's on par with the numbers here. As an actual video, I think it's sitting more towards the bottom of the D's tier, very closely escaping the no comment tier, if I'm being completely honest with you. Very, very closely. Like it's near. Like it's near. I think for a title like that, we could have executed it better personally. Some of the things that we were told to eat were just a bit meh. Like, I don't really feel like we got pushed out of the comfort zone. The worst thing that I can remember was the stinky fish. We had to eat like a tikka masala or something. Like it wasn't a challenge at all. So I think some of the stuff was a bit underwhelming. You know, it didn't really test us, which is why I want to put it at the bottom here. Sidemen hunted across the UK. A Josh banger. I'm going to put this one in 30. I'm going to put it, we'll sit in the middle for now. 13 million views in 7 months. This video, I like this video because, I'm going to put it top of 30. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it was a bit of a switch up from what we're used to. Initially, we thought we were just racing from one point to another. And then halfway through the day, or not halfway, not even a little bit into the day, Josh calls us like, oh, by the way, you're getting chased down. And if you get caught, you got to do a forfeit. And we're thinking, oh shit. And then the panic really started to set in on us. And another reason I love this video is because this is the one where Ethan triggered Harry really badly. If I'm not mistaken, am I getting the right video? It is. And we were getting hunted by Jamie, Batch, Calux, and Arthur. Yeah, no, this video is 30. This was a good video. Like I said, when Josh is planning a video, you know it's going to end up somewhere around here. Although I don't know if he was responsible for this. Who is responsible for this video? We'll find out. Sidemen Among Us cooking challenge. I really enjoyed this video on the day, even though I flopped at my imposter role because I just couldn't find a good moment to be imposter, really. I really struggled. But the fact that we were able to amalgamate 2 of our best performing concepts in Among Us and cooking and make a new concept out of it, I thought was quite cool, which is why I want to put it probably, I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it middle of these. Probably could have performed better, but I think on the whole executed quite well. It was a fun shoot to be at and I think it's performed quite well. What's the numbers on this? 10 mil views in 11 months. It has performed quite well. Sidemen survived 24 hours in the UK's most haunted house. Before I say anything on this video, we're gonna look at the numbers. 8.6 million views in 7 months. It's sitting in the middle of some 11, 12 mil videos, 13 mil videos. So it's underperformed compared to the videos it's around, is what I'm gonna say. Now, in terms of the actual shoot itself, I was a little bit disappointed on the day because the house just didn't feel as haunted as I would have wanted it to. Just felt like a big house, a big old house. There were some points where it was like, okay, this is kind of spooky, but I kind of really wanted us to be tested. I feel like more could have been done. In the end, we had to create more of the content than I believe we should have. And by we, I mean JJ and Harry and Ethan and Josh going crazy upstairs, having an exorcism or whatever it was. Meanwhile, I was downstairs like, nah, I can't do this, man. I can't do this. So you had like a little bit of a contrast. Yeah, I feel like this could have been executed better. We had the, oh my gosh, we had the ghost. Remember in the video, there's these little light up balls that were meant to light up when a ghost like came into contact with it or walks nearby. And we had that going off the whole night, like the whole night. Luckily, I'm like a solid sleeper. I don't want to say deep sleeper. I'm a solid sleeper, so I can sleep through noise. But I remember that was just going the whole night. And then the heat sensor alarms were going off the whole night as well, which kind of had you a tiny bit on edge because you're thinking like, what's actually setting these off? Like what's going on here? In the grand scheme of things, given how the shoot could have gone and how it went and then the performance of views, I have to kind of leave it in no comment personally. Sidemen survived the forest for 24 hours. This for me is up there in legendary. And I'm gonna put it above 20 versus 2 on the basis that it's actually more based around us for content than relying on guests. This is a super wholesome video, man. It's got all of us together, despite being split into teams. We're all together in the same location and we're working on different things and we all have to come together and make the whole thing work. There's elements of teamwork and then there's elements of like sneaky betrayal. Simon's hosting, so Simon's doing a fantastic job. We've got JJ when he goes out on the raft. We got Harry shirtless chopping down wood or whatever it was. Like the video has everything and it ends with a lovely wholesome campfire where we're all making food and having a laugh. And I think this is peak Sidemen content personally. And I would love to do more concepts like this. I don't know how you think I'm doing in terms of actually just tier listing these videos right now. I know a few of you might disagree with this, but I actually wasn't involved, so you can't blame me. But I think in general, right now, we've got a pretty solid list. Maybe we need more stinkers. No, we don't. We don't need more stinkers. We'll see if there's more stinkers. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Actually, one of my favorite videos of the year up next. And I know when you watch the video, it looks like I'm just having the most awful time, but I actually had the best time recording this because it actually felt quite challenging and it was actually quite stressful. Like the stress is real, but I was enjoying myself and putting myself through the challenge of doing it. Sidemen open a restaurant. The title's changed like bare times. Right now it is, we opened the most chaotic restaurant ever. Now, it hasn't performed great as a video. It hasn't. It's done, it's not bad. It's not great. 8.8 mil views in 6 months. It's sitting around a 9.5 and a 14 and an 11 and then the 60 on either side, which is the forest one. So it had some serious videos to contend with. I'm gonna, even though I enjoyed it personally, I'm gonna leave it in Dece because it was maybe a little bit too chaotic for my liking. There was a lot going on and it was hard to capture a lot of the best bits. But I actually really enjoyed this shoot. I think everyone was on form. I think the guests were on form. JJ, I personally found hilarious in this video. Ethan was amazing as well. And Chris MD, shout out to Chris MD. He came in like one of us and he just did the job. Who was missing? Was it Vic missing from this video? I believe Vic was missing from this video. So Chris stepped in to replace Vic, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably wrong. And he just did a fantastic job. So yeah, I think we had some good guests. I think the boys were on form. And despite the overall chaos, it was a good video for me. So I'm gonna leave it in Dece. Okay, I think I've messed up. This isn't the video that I thought it was. It is still 30, but it's not the video that I thought it was. I thought it was the later Among Us that we done. We done too much Among Us in real life. Next up is the second version of that video. The second part of that video, sorry. I'm gonna put it in Dece because it's just a continuation of this one. The video I thought this was the one where we had the little iPads where we could vote. Like, I thought that one was super cool and it has a lot of good moments and good guests. But this one is also good. This one is also good. So it's fine where it is for now. Just pointing out that I got a little bit confused. There is an amazing moment in here that I really love. It's the clip of me, Ethan, and Simon. And Simon, I pinky promise Ethan that I'm not gonna kill him, even though I'm imposter. And then Simon walks in, kills him right in front of me, and we both kind of just run out. Like, that is one of my favorite bits. Ultimate hide and seek on an island versus 40 YouTubers. This is going straight up in legendary for me. Oh, do I want to put it above that video? I don't know. We'll put them next to each other. They're next to each other. A video of this scale requires meticulous planning and execution. So you know who's in charge of this video. It's Josh. So well thought out. Once again, the guests were on point. I feel like some of them didn't even get the limelight that they deserved in the edit. There were some fantastic people in this video, and some due to lost footage and some just due to the video not being able to be too long, didn't get the plaudits that they would have deserved, or the screen time they would have deserved rather. But I think this was a fantastic video personally. Very memorable for me, especially since my brother chose the worst hiding spot ever in the final round. You've been phenomenal the whole day, Manny. You were amazing. And then you get to the last round and you hide under a cushion of a sofa. Of course I'm gonna see you, Manny. I'm not mad. I let it go. No, this was funny because it ended up being me that caught out Manny and Ethan that caught out Faith. So we essentially got our own families out of the video. That's how you know it's not rigged. Yeah? And then I think Tom and Amber got to split the money in the end. No, they didn't even split the money. We gave them each the winnings. Wow, we paid double what we were expecting to pay out that day. But yeah, great video, legendary video of legendary YouTubers, friends, content creators. You know the vibes. Now this next video, I'm a little bit biased because I got to drive my dream car in it. This is the most expensive car challenge and I'm starting off by putting it here. Very 30. This is a Simon job, I believe. And Simon executed this as well as he could. The fact that he managed to get a Bugatti Chiron, that's how I say it. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. Let's just say Bugatti. The fact he managed to get a Bugatti and get us insured on it, and the fact that I got to drive it, means it has to stay here. The video, if we look at the numbers, 11 mil in 5 months, it's a very good video. It's a very good video. But this was one of the videos where I felt like this is Sidemen levels. Like, I don't know many other YouTubers that would pattern that. Maybe I live under a rock. I do live under a rock. But no, this was good because once again, it kind of felt like a new concept. I think the changing of cars and even the balancing out of the ease of challenges and the quality of car that you would get in, like, I think it was very good, very well executed from Simon. I think everyone had a good day that day. Everyone really enjoyed themselves that day. I know I really enjoyed myself. Being on the team with Jamie, fantastic. Vibes the whole day. You can see that I'm enjoying myself the whole day, except when I'm holding up traffic in a milk carton, going up a hill at literally, I want to say 4 miles an hour. That was bad. That was one of the most embarrassing things in my life. I'm trying not to be too biased. If it was just me, I'll put it legendary because I drove a Bugatti. How many countries can you visit in 24 hours? Another Simon job. Another one where we kind of pushed ourselves out of our comfort zone a little bit. I think this was a very well done video, very well planned. And I think everyone gave it their best shot. I like the videos where people aren't really shithousing it and everyone's actually trying to go as far as they can. For example, when you're trying to get as far away as possible, because sometimes it feels like you might not want to go that far because you want to get home, but this one, everyone was determined to get to the most countries possible. And the fact that we all got to as many countries as we did was actually quite impressive. If you haven't watched the video, I don't want to spoil it for you, but if you have, you know what I'm talking about. I was actually impressed with how close it was, especially considering Harry and who was Harry's teammate? Was it Arthur that day? Yeah, Harry and Arthur didn't leave the country till the evening and they still committed to it and got to a very, very decent amount of countries. Yeah, this was a good video for me. I'm gonna put that there. £1,000 boat challenge. I wanna say was decent. It hasn't performed that well. 7.2 mil views in 5 months. It's not awful, but it's not great. The day was actually quite a nice day. The weather was really nice. I remember we had to move the shoot day because the day we were initially gonna do it was gonna be pouring down with rain. So we had to move the shoot day. I couldn't quite tell you what was missing from this video. I enjoyed the day with my team and I know the other team enjoyed themselves, but I feel like, do you know what it was? I think we ran behind schedule like super early and that kind of cuts the rest of the thing. The ending was really nice and wholesome. We ended up in a beautiful spot in I believe it was the northwest of London. I might be wrong. As a video on the whole, it's just not that memorable. And I think it got a little bit just untidy at times, which is unusual for a video that I believe was Josh's, but you know, if it goes wrong, it's probably not Josh's fault. It's just circumstances. So I'm probably gonna put it maybe about, oh, it probably deserves to sit around there. Either or, they're interchangeable, these two. Guess the criminal. Right, this one has not performed. Oh no, it's done okay. 7.1 mil views 3 months ago. This, I wanna put in 30, yeah? And that's just because I really enjoyed the video on the day. I think the guests were on form. I think, was it Chris with the legendary lizard moment? We get them to reenact a drug deal in the car and then we get Chris involved and he's there like, would you like a lizard? That moment itself is legendary, but I can't use that to justify bringing it up to the legendary category as a whole. 30 is a good place for this video. As far as guess the videos go, I think it's a very good guess the video. As far as Sidemen videos go, it's probably not the strongest Sidemen video, but I feel like it's stronger than most of these. You might disagree with me. Once again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Mystery box. This is gearing towards no comment for me. If it's the video that I think it is the video that I think it is. All right, so this one is gonna go, I wanna put it near the bottom of these. It's not the fault of the person who took the video, because if I explain it, so basically in the mystery box video, we had to get someone else to set up because none of us could know what was in the boxes. And I just feel like the stuff that was in the boxes could have been much better. Not in terms of better as in more expensive or like nicer stuff, but I'm saying just more interesting, like more about it. I think it was a little bit underwhelming for the viewers and even for some of us when we opened the boxes. But in terms of the actual video and the concept, I think it was quite a good concept, which is why I want to put it in D's. It doesn't deserve to go in no comment. Race across the world's richest country in 24 hours. I'm putting this above, I'm putting it above Among Us and Guess the Criminal. I think this is a 30 video. Very, very simple concept, but if I'm going back to the actual experience of recording the videos, I think I was on Josh and Simon's team that day, and the vibes were immaculate. I believe the vibes on the other team were good as well. I think it was just a cool experience overall. Like, we got to do cool things as separate teams. Like, we went and found a really nice waterfall. We rented out a car. Even though we were doing different things across the country, it still didn't feel like we were that far apart from each other. It was another video that kind of had that whole Sidemen vibe. Not as much as the camping trip, but there are some points where we cross paths in the video. And then obviously we're interacting with each other by sabotaging each other and stuff. So I think that was just an enjoyable video to shoot. It's always nice when we can shoot videos outside of the country, because as you might know, it sometimes gets hard to shoot videos in the UK because our audience is so highly concentrated in here that it's hard to shoot without getting interrupted. It was not too taxing, but challenging enough that, you know, you had an experience, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know. It felt like we were doing something. It didn't feel like we were just coasting through the day. Do you know what I mean? But it wasn't too much to the point where we were stressed. It was quite fun. So that's why I want to put it in 30. I think it's done quite well. 10 mil views in 4 months. Yeah, it has to be up there. Has to be up there. Extreme home makeover. I feel like this video deserves more views than it got. Once again, it was a new concept, something that we hadn't done before. A new concept for us. Some fan involvement. Fans got a free makeover of their room. And if you're a hardcore Sidemen fan, then you can say, yeah, they got to meet like some of us. So it was a cool experience for them. It's one of the earlier videos in the year. I think it was in the first month. Or it's like the 4th video to go out, maybe. It has only got 8.5 million views in 11 months. So not the best performing video. But it was nice, once again, to do something new and something different. And it was a challenge. It was a challenge. We had people helping us out, and it was still a challenge to turn this round. But yeah, because it was something new, it was fun for us. I think everybody that did it really enjoyed it. And the fans that got their rooms redone were super happy with it as well. So I'm going to leave that in the middle of these. Our D's category is stacked up. Our 30 category is stacked up. Only 4 legendary videos so far. £1 million drop IRL challenge edition. This has done 5.9 million views in 4 months. I couldn't even remember what video it was. I do now. I'm not gonna lie, this is moving more towards no comment. Just not a memorable game show video for me, personally. Yeah, it's just not that memorable for me, and it hasn't performed well, so I'm gonna leave it in no comment. Game shows are a real struggle to get right, so can't blame the host, personally. Not much they really could have done, but yeah, not much. I'm saying too much for a video I'm saying no comment about. Come Dine With Me 2024 edition, 6.9 mil views in 4 months. I'm gonna leave it there. I think things could have been done better on the day. You know what? I'm leaving it there because of the lack of provision of a good toaster in my location. Is that my own fault? I don't know. I couldn't even make toast. I was having to manually toast whilst getting shouted at by Simon. Yeah, that can stay there. That's just a bad, this is the most biased one in this thing. That was a bad personal experience for me. Last to leave the football pitch. I think this is a 30 video, personally. Where would I put it? New concept, I'd probably put it around there. This was mine and Ethan's video. We actually conceptualized this off the back of another video falling through. And we had to come up with something new in a very short time frame. And we came up with Last to Leave the Football Pitch. And it was actually a very, very grueling experience. My legs probably still haven't recovered from that experience. Once again, yeah, it was nice to try something new. It was a challenge, but it was fun at the same time. We have loads and loads and loads of legendary Josh moments. Him scoring a free kick on David James, hitting the crossbar numerous times. It was a fantastic video, personally. Not enough to be legendary as a video on the whole, but a very, very 30 video, especially considering the time frame that we had to turn it around in. 8.7 mil views in 4 months, I think is pretty solid for a video like that. The Storage Wars video that's not a Storage Wars video. We bought 10 abandoned storage units and made This was a very, very enjoyable day. Don't know why it was so enjoyable, because when you look at it, it's actually quite simple. You go through and you look at stuff and you decide what you want to keep and decide what you want to get rid of, and then someone comes and tells you what you've kept is worth. Very, very simple, but for some reason it was super enjoyable. I think the bidding process was fun. I think Ethan actually did really well hosting this video, even though he was panicking about it. And I want to put it, which did I enjoy more? Probably there, near the top of 30. I think it's a very, very good video. It's done 14 mil views in 3 months. So on performance alone, it probably deserves to be higher. It probably deserves to be there on performance alone. When you factor that in, and the fact that it was entertaining to be in, and it's been entertaining to watch, it has to be like top of 30, and you're looking close to this territory, really. Hide and seek in the UK's biggest shopping centre. Now, I'm trying to think what we could have done better. Maybe this is one that would have been better with loads more people. We shut down Westfield Stratford and they let us drive go-karts around it. That in itself is more than 30. The video has actually done 7.7 mil views in 3 months, which isn't awful. It's not awful, but for what it is, I feel like it should be performing better than that. I mean, it is a hide and seek, but it's in the shopping center. Who gets to hide and seek in the shopping center? Who gets to drive go-karts around the shopping center at midnight, after hours? Performance-wise, I have to put it top of these. I have to. I don't know what we could have done different to further elevate this video. Maybe having more guests in, because I don't think there was that many of us in the end. I don't know. If you have any ideas for how we could have improved that, please let me know in the comments. Ultimate calorie battle. I'm not gonna lie, this is a filler video. It is pretty much just a filler video. 7.3 mil views in 3 months. To be fair, I played paddle for the first time in this video and I had a great time. I've played it once more since then and I've gotten better. I actually don't really remember too much about this video. It would have been a relatively simple day out. A lot of eating. Tried to exercise. Oh, is this the one where we went on top of the O2? Oh yeah, it was all right. It was all right. It's probably better than this one. Maybe this video needs to go down, you know. That video needs to go down. Would I lie to you, needs to go down as well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna move this to bottom of these. It did the job. That's what it did. It did the job. Among Us in Real Life Jester Edition. Right. This is the one that I thought the other one was earlier. I'm gonna put this bottom of 30. Probably there actually. This was, I think, the best executed Among Us out of the lot for a part 1 anyway. The camera setup was perfect. The edit was perfect. Emergency meeting setup was good and it was easy to vote. I think this video speaks for itself. I think it belongs in 30, personally. Disagree with me or agree with me in the comments. The choice is yours. Sidemen spend $100,000 on each other. Forfeit edition. It's a very simple concept. The spending money on each other makes me want to put it a bit lower down. I don't want to really rank that too highly. But in terms of the ranking of presents and the forfeit concept, I think it was a very, very good. And it makes me want to put it like bottom of 30, like above. Is that above and Among Us? Maybe like there. I think it created some nice, wholesome moments. Created some entertaining moments. Like we had Vic in the DJ outfit. We had the moment where we called JJ out for just getting the Garmin watch. We had Ethan getting his car. There's a lot of nice moments in that video. And as far as the Sidemen video goes, it is a very Sidemen video. View-wise, 9.9 million views in 2 months. It's done very well. I gotta keep it in 30. I have to. Food truck road trip. This was my video and I don't really know what more I could have done given the circumstances. This would sit nearer the bottom of decent for me. Above that, behind the restaurant maybe. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really, was it much of a road trip? I guess it was. We went from one city to another and through another city or whatever you want to call it, town. There's loads of good moments in this one. To be fair, no, this was a good day out. This was a good day out. I got to drive an ice cream van and give people free ice cream. So that was fun for me. That was great. But we got some really good interactions with the boys and the public and with the boys themselves. I think there's a great moment of Ethan and Simon teasing JJ about his song in the car. And then Josh and Harry are just being like big brothers and Vic is like the little brother that had to get brought along to the shoot. The different dynamics that you get in the two food trucks are really good. The level of competition that you get is also quite fun. There's a little bit of shithousery from both teams. It's classic Sidemen. It's classic Sidemen. As far as the video goes, I think it's decent. Yeah, I think Food Truck Road Trip is a decent video. One of the stinkers of the year. Kids and grandparents rate the Sidemen. 5.8 million views in 10 months. I think the less said about it, the better. On another day, it could have sat in the bottom of no comment, but I think it belongs in this category here. Sorry, JJ. YouTuber pub quiz. Oh my goodness gracious me. There was a lot of good moments in this video, to be fair. Once again, when there's a load of YouTubers in it, there's a lot of chaos that ensues as a result of that. But I think Simon is the perfect person to host in those situations, and I think he did a great job of hosting. It definitely got a little bit too chaotic for me at the end, but that's always the way when you're surrounded by drinkers, so you know, I'm a little bit used to that. As a video, 7.5 million views in 2 months, some memorable moments. Oh, the ending makes me want to leave it at the top of these. The ending kind of cringed me out a little bit, but I have to give it, we'll put it in 30 because I think Simon did a fantastic job of hosting it, and the numbers aren't bad. They're not awful numbers at all. So I'm going to leave it there. Forfeit foot golf. I want to put it legendary just for Vic jumping in a bush. There's a lot of little legendary moments in this video. Performance-wise, it's done quite badly, so I probably can't put it that high. I can't put it that high. Performance-wise, it probably belongs, where does it belong? Maybe like here? 6.8 million views in almost 2 months. Yeah. This was a good video though. It was a nice day out. There were some amazing shots and there were some horrendous shots and some sabotaging and some just awful judgment calls. It had a little bit of everything. Is it the greatest video in the world? No. Is it a decent video? Yes. Abandoned in Europe. This is going up there for me. A chaotic day for some and a walk in the park for others. Sometimes a pacey walk, but a walk nonetheless. I had a really good time with this. Made some friends for life. The lovely couple that guided me and Simon down from the mountains to civilization. I love you. I'm trying to bring you to the charity match. I'll see if I can make it happen. But no, I loved this video. I had a great time. Levels of competition were amazing. The teams were amazing. Once again, executed as well as you can by the man himself, Josh. There's not much more to say. It's a very good video. Guess the price will do a forfeit. Oh, we are looking at 5.1 million views in a month. Either side of it, we have 9.3 mil views abandoned in Europe and 13 mil Holiday Europe Edition 2. It's a difficult one to compete with. But once again, it's one of them game show types. It is a game show. It's The Price is Right, basically, that you're super limited with. It's more of a filler video than anything, and I think Simon did it as best as he could have done with it. He'll always find a way to make a video work. However, performance-wise, 5.1 in a month, well, it can't sit near these, so it either has to be bottom of these, or I think it sits with the Would I Lie to You, you know? And it's not the video's fault, because the video is not a bad video, but performance-wise, I don't know, am I moving the goalpost too much? Am I doing that? I'm sorry if I am. I'm trying to be consistent with my criteria here. Yeah, when I think back to the video, I can't really remember too many moments as well, which is why I want to put it down in no comment. Because if you ask me about it, I'd have no comment to give you, really. Ladies and gentlemen, would you believe it? Another Josh heater, another one. 40,000 versus $400 holiday. Did I prefer that out of the two? Do you know what? I'm going to put it up here because this had lots of time and planning in it. This was done so last minute, and not last minute because we had poor time management, but last minute because so many things went wrong for Josh. And I'm sure he explained this in his video, but he put that video, him and the team, TP, Finn, they put that video together till the day before they were putting it together, tweaking things, because things were going wrong the day before and even possibly the day of. So the fact that they pulled off a video like that, and there was lots of nice twists and turns, and you know, we were guessing the whole time. Even the whole format of the start of the video and splitting up into 6 individual people going separate ways, I think it was amazing. I think that is a legendary video. Yeah, Josh setting the standards again, man. That's my guy. Among Us in real life, chaos mode. Listen, the first one was good. Second one I'm gonna slap there. Pretty straightforward. Balloon pop dating gave us potentially the most viral Sidemen moment of the year. I can't think of a more viral Sidemen moment this year, other than Inside, which isn't actually here. There's viral moments on Inside. But that Mark Henry clip went so viral that I have to put that up here. I have to put it up here. It would be criminal not to. The video's done 10 million views in 3 weeks. The other thing I like about this video is a concept that obviously has been done before, but not in the way that we've done it. Like usually you pop the balloon because you do or don't like the girl, and you know, that's pretty much it. But we were doing it on behalf of someone else. The dating concept at the end, I guess, could have been a bit stronger. And if we do that video again, we'll have to execute it a little bit better. Purely for the virality of the clip, the Mark Henry clip. I think the edit was fantastic on this video. I think it has to be up here in Legendary. I don't know how you lot enjoyed this concept as well. I think the vibes were immaculate this video. I think Ethan was on form as well. I do also believe that next time we should get an external host maybe, and JJ should be involved, because he's the kind of guy that you actually want popping the balloons. He'll come up with some outrageous stuff. So I think that's one thing we did kind of miss. I think he was a bit wasted on hosting. Personally, even though he did a good job, I feel like he would have contributed more to the video in the balloon lineup. But once again, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. You can comment multiple times, by the way. It's not a bad thing. Like, if you have different things to talk about, feel free. All right, we're getting to the end. We're getting to the end. Christmas cook-off. All right, I'm gonna put this here, not because I think it's a bad video, but because I don't want to say too much about it. A lot of drama came from this video, and I just don't want to talk about it. So I'm going to leave it in no comment, and we're going to move swiftly on. Although, shout me for the roast potato recipe. Not going to lie, JJ sorted the whole thing, and that's what probably gave it the flavor. But shout me, because the rest of it, I cooked to perfection, okay? Drunk bingo. If I thought YouTuber pub quiz was chaotic, I was completely mistaken. Bingo was a lot. Me and Becky had to babysit Drunk Pie, bless him. Actually, no, this is a good video. This created a lot of moments, a lot of good moments. I love my favorite thing was the challenge where you weren't allowed to say names and everyone was just going, who? That is, yeah. You know, that's up here. Would I put above the Among Us's? Maybe, I put that maybe in here. Wait, whoa. Despite me being one of the more mellow people in the room, I enjoyed myself. I had a good time. And it was fun watching everyone be chaotic. And it was fun seeing the competition. And I think it was an enjoyable watch for viewers too. The views, 5.1 mil in 11 days, probably lower performing than we would have expected. So I might have to drop it lower down, you know, for that reason. I might even have to sit top of these. But with that many people and that much chaos, there's only so much you can do. I think Simon, once again, did as best as he could in terms of hosting. I lose my head hosting more Sidemen game shows sometimes, let alone hosting drunken, excited people. So we'll put it top of these. I think it's a good video though. Is it better than Pub Quiz? No, Pub Quiz was better. But this is a good video. Last 6 videos, The Chase. This will go down as one of the legendary performances from Vic as the chaser. I think it's really cool that we got to use the chase set in itself. That's what puts it up there for me. I think Stephen tries did a fantastic job of hosting once again. One of the most naturally gifted hosts that I have ever come across in my life. And I can't believe TV hasn't picked this man up yet. Or maybe they have and he's just turned them down. But if you haven't picked him up, TV, you are missing a trick. And make sure you pay him the big bucks. Yeah? TV? Nah, he's a phenomenal host. And yeah, he brings so much charisma to the video. The vibes in the video were good. I think the pairings were really good. And we got the legendary moment where Bradley Walsh walked onto the set mid-show. So yeah, that has to be up there for me. It's also a really wholesome one because I actually love watching The Chase. It's one of my favorite game shows to watch. So being able to actually use the set and even meet one of the chasers, I think it was the Vixen that we met that day. It was quite a big deal. Quite a big deal for me. One of them was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Abandon an Island. Yeah, that's up here for me. That's top of 30. That was a great video. I had a great time in that video. The only thing ringing in my head after that video though is that KSI? Sorry if that's a really bad Irish accent, but everywhere we went, people would say that. And it was just echoing in my head. KSI, KSI. Is that KSI? Rent free in my head. That exact sound, rent free in my head. That was a good video. View-wise, how did that do? That was quite early in the year, no? 11 mil views in 10 months. yeah, that was off the back of, we had the Chase 12 mil views in 10 months. You Laugh, You Lose 12 mil views in 10 months. That was a good streak of videos there. I think that's in the right place. Sidemen, You Laugh, You Lose IRL. I'm gonna put that probably about here in 30. 12 mil views in 10 months means it's performed better than before. To be fair, this has probably gone too high. That's probably gone too high. That's probably about there. 12 mil views in 10 months is a good video. It's better than this in terms of viewership. I think some of the moments that happened in this video are better off not revisiting. I think this is a really good video for viewers to watch along with, because I feel like you play the game with us and you try not to laugh, and seeing us try not to laugh just makes you laugh more. So I feel like it's a really good one for like viewer engagement. Personally, let me know if I'm wrong again in the comments below. But yeah, no, this is a really enjoyable video and it was a fun one to host for me. I think next time I'd like to try play, but I did really enjoy hosting it. So if we did do another one of these, I'm down for someone else to host and the chance to play, maybe. Giant Box of Lies, 9.1 mil views in 9 months. Pretty simple concept. What? I can't even remember what happened in this video. Oh, this is the one where we played mini games and then we had to lie about what was in our boxes. I think this is a decent video. And this is the one where I got, is this where I got the knight in armor? Yes, it is. Yeah, no, this was a pretty good video. I think the different stages that you had added like layers to the video. So there's different reasons to enjoy the video. You had the competition between us, and then you had the little showdown where we'd sit opposite a table and lie to each other. And then you had people deciding whether they would steal or not. And then you had the reveal. Would I find that more enjoyable than a hide and seek? 9.1 mil views in 9 months. Yeah, I think it's better than hide and seek. I think so. How far can you travel in 24 hours? This video is legendary for me purely for the fact that Josh and Harry made it as far as they did. It's all Sidemen, so it makes me want to put it above the balloon pop and the you know, the dating ones. How many views? Where is it? I've lost it. 17 million views in 9 months. It has to be here. It has to be up here. It's probably up there. It might be higher than those. In 9 months. Get up there. Yeah, this is another video where I feel like we set the levels. I think in the end, me and Ethan made it to Dubai. I would have loved to get further, but you know, Ethan's got a family, so you know, he had to keep them in mind, but still gave it his best shot. I think we had the unfortunate thing where Vic's illness flared up, so that limited how far he could go. Otherwise, I feel like people were really ready to kind of go again. And once again, when we're ready to commit to the videos and really send it, it makes the whole thing so much more enjoyable and it makes for better viewing. So that's why I want to put that up there in legendary. I think Josh and Harry making it as far as they did was incredible. And finally, the first video of the year, Sidemen versus 40 YouTubers, ultimate hide and seek in the stadium. This is a very good video. This is up there as well. Do I put it in legendary? Do we have that many? Is it bad to have that many legendary videos? Is it bad? I don't think so. Is this the first? I think this was the first video of that scale that we did. Where did I put the other hide and seek? Where's the hide and seek on our island? Up there. Yeah, no, I gotta put this above. How many views did this do? 15 mil views in 11 months. No, I don't have to put it above because the other one was executed better. I'll put it there. Yeah, this was executed better and a bit more difficult to execute. This was the first one and it was done very well and it kind of set the standard. Once again, a lot of amazing moments. Everyone involved in the video was on form. I don't have anything negative to say about this video at all. I think we have it. I think this is my tier list of Sidemen videos for 2024. Not too many videos that you want to dissociate yourself from. These two really. The no comments aren't that many either. I feel like we had a pretty solid year in terms of videos when you actually look back at it. Am I being too biased? Have I been too kind? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm not going to argue with you right now. I might argue with you in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Hit the notification button if you want to see more uploads. Because guess what? This guy is uploading this year. I was going to swear, but I'm trying to stop swearing. It's quite bad. Yeah, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Yeah? Get the numbers up. Socials in the description. Here is to a fantastic 2025 full of more Sidemen bangers. Lord help us. Amen. All right. Bye, guys.